Yo, what's poppin', y'all? It's Skull Royal back at it with another video hit today. My LF monthly tier list. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well as leaving a like and then comment down below your thoughts on my tier list. So yeah, this tier list was supposed to come out about, I would say, 3 weeks ago. It's supposed to come out 2 days after LF Bardock's release, or 3 days after Bardock's release. But I got busy and everything like that, and I put off with it because I had a feeling that certain LS value was going to increase and decrease throughout the weeks, so I put it off for until now, and now you're gonna see my tier list. So yeah, I had originally a tier list made a few weeks ago, and like I stated, since certain units value gone up and gone down because you know how the meta shifts very quickly, I pretty much changed the tier list around. I mean, certain units are not going to change, like the obvious ones, but certain units in the middle bracket, I would say, did definitely change. So yeah, so I'm going to be ranking LFs at 9 stars while the Ultra unit at 8 stars, as well as, since there's certain characters, or should I say LF character, that has platinum equipment, so I'm going to rank 2 of them. So one without the platinum equipment and one with the platinum equipment, because I feel like platinum equipment, certain platinum equipment does make a huge significance. Well, I feel like every platinum equipment gives a huge significance for these LF characters. So yeah, anyway, that's it for the important notes, and with that being said, let's get the tier list started. Alright, so your number 1 and your last, Ultra Gogeta at your number 1 and LS Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta at your last. I think there shouldn't be no explanation for both of them. Gogeta being the best character in the game without question. I mean, there's probably like a rarity of people might say Goku Vegeta, but I think majority of people is gonna say Ultra Gogeta is the best character of Dragonball Legends, and me, as you see in my tier list, is definitely the best in Dragonball Legends. And I think there's also no debate with Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta being the worst LF in the game right now. He definitely needs Zenkai and everything like that, so I mean, once he gets to Zenkai, God Key Future and Vegeta Clan players will be very excited. So yeah, no need to explain them though. So let's go on with A tier. So A tier, as you see, you have from left to right, Beerus, Majin Vegeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta without his platinum equipment, UI Goku, and Super Saiyan 4 Goku without his platinum equipment. So I think Vegeta and Beerus could be interchangeable depending on who you talk to, but I feel like Beerus as a whole is better than Majin Vegeta. But I mean, if you put Majin Vegeta ahead of Beerus, I mean, there's I'm not gonna like say anything about it. So yeah, Gogeta, same thing. Gogeta, UI, and Goku. I would say Gogeta and UI more so. I think they're interchangeable. Gogeta without his platinum equipment, so just think about that. But Gogeta, I mean, without his platinum equipment, he's still the same thing. It's just that with the platinum equipment, his offense and his defense just rise up to another level. So that's my opinion for A tier. I mean, I don't need to explain the units. I think everybody knows what they do. I just need to explain where I place them at. I think with your number 1, A tier, and your last, I think it is perfect tierings in my book. So yeah, now for S tier, from left to right. Gogeta Blue, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, FSK 8 Vegeta, Goku with his platinum equipment, Zamasu, Goku Black, Cell, Broly, Goaten, and Vegito Blue. Now Vegito Blue definitely needs a platinum equipment, but he's still decent. Rising Rush Armor, Blast Armor, deals decent damage with his ult, but overall he's been replaced in every of his team. And I mean, you could say Gaki, I mean, you could kind of play him in there, but I mean, he's definitely replaced in my opinion. And he's just been replaced in every of his team, and then he definitely needs a platinum equipment. A platinum equipment to give him more offense and a little bit of defense. He'll be right up, pretty much right back to either S plus or maybe Z tier, depending on how strong they make his platinum equipment. So Goaten, the reason why he's down here, I mean, he's a good unit, but obviously he's been replaced. And movies and hybrids, especially with Revive Han. And remember, you could run better purple units in the leader slot anyway, so take that into account. But I mean, hybrids isn't so hybrids is a good team, but compared to like the top tier teams, I mean, it doesn't compete. So that's Goaten for you. Broly, although he's very good, because of the the emergence of LOE getting so many buffs. As you see, they're always gonna rock Zenkai Chill in the bench, and Zenkai Chill pretty much like stops Super Saiyan. It pretty much shuts down Super Saiyan, funny enough. But LOE just destroys Broly, and in Sagas from the movies, obviously Gogeta is better, definitely way better. And it sucks for the Broly, because Broly, he's actually really good, and when he gets ramped up, he gets ramped up. But Super Saiyans, although that's honestly his main team, you don't see a bunch of Super Saiyans right now because of LOE just destroying Super Saiyans. And like I stated in Sagas from the movies, he's hard replaced by Ultra Gogeta. So yeah, so very, very good. I mean, honestly, you could probably put him a little bit more higher. It all depends on who you talk to. I mean, certain people is gonna put Cell as their favorite unit, which, hey, I don't blame him. Hey, Cell is cool. Cell is, you know, nice. It's just that, I mean, although he's very solid, he, you know, in region he gets replaced by Zenkai 21. Future, I mean, it's tough for this Cell, because it's like Goku Black, in my opinion, is better in Future than the Cell is, because of what he does with the nullified endurance, and the bleed is pretty nice as well. But Cell, he's wait until like there's a hybrid meta, and his Cell value will definitely go back up. And for Goku Black, I already kind of talked about him, but the thing is like he's there because in Future is like, when you run a core Future setup, you're gonna run the double endurance and Goku Black is a Zamasu setup. So, I mean, yeah, he's in the bench, and it's like you're gonna bring him out if you're facing against too many endurance units. But the powerful endurance units that you're facing, right? Future Han, I mean, will destroy this Goku Black if you're using this Goku Black in the Future mirror match. And obviously with the Zenkai full power Frieza, full power Frieza would just one shot Goku Black. So it's a pretty tough spot for this Goku Black, but he's still pretty good. Zamasu, honestly, you could actually put Zamasu a little bit more higher, and the reason is because of LOE. So LOE becoming a top 5 team in the game, arguably a top 3 or top 2 team in the game, because of how much buffs that they gotten. This Zamasu actually does really good against full power Frieza and Zenkai full power Frieza. So Zamasu could do really good against them. It's just that they're gonna bring Revival Frieza, and Revival Frieza definitely destroys this Zamasu. So it's arguably like you could put him higher. You could even put him at S+ tier depending on who you talk to. But I feel like this tier right there, and S tier, I think it's a good spot for him, and I feel like the characters above him is slightly better than him at the moment. So, and now Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Like I stated, with Zamasu you can switch him. Same thing with 8 Vegeta, which I'll talk about in a second. But this Goku is very underrated. I think he gets a lot of flack because of his release, which I agree. He wasn't good at his initial release. But as you know, the months goes on and everything, you get Mono Purple, and this Goku does really well against Mono Purple. His Platinum equipment helps him a lot with his damage, so he actually does really good damage. And then when he hits somebody with his ult and his blue card, it actually does really good damage. So don't sleep on this Goku. It's just that at the moment, I mean, GT, very good team, but I mean, there's an argument to be made between Majub and this guy. And with Majub, right, he does a lot for GT. Being the support, being the endurance, being an annoyance to your opponent, and on the best GT setup, like you could run the fusion setup, which is Omega Shenron, Gogeta, and Majub, which you could use the equipment for fusions, which fusions have really good equipment. So it all depends on the GT player how they want to run GT. But don't sleep on the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He's actually really good. So. But like I said, there's just better characters. But 8 Vegeta and Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Zamasu, and even FSK, like they're all interchangeable in my opinion. 8 Vegeta, really good. Another underrated LF in the game. He does really good, but you definitely need him at high stars. But since this is a 9-star tier list, he actually does really good. I mean, obviously Ultra Gogeta is gonna crap on him like 10 out of 10 times. I mean, that's, you know, that's how it is. What it is. Same thing with Trunks will destroy him 10 out of 10 times. Same thing with Goku, Vegeta. But this guy, I mean, he's still really decent. I mean, for the Saiyan team, he does pretty well. Obviously Frieza Force, he does really well, and since Frieza Force gotten the buff with Zenkai Full Power Frieza and Full Power Frieza getting his platinum equipment, and obviously the value of First Form Frieza just going up, I think it's a good spot for this 8 Vegeta. Like I stated, you could just interchange pretty much like a lot of the characters in this S tier, from Cell to even Gogeta Blue. Like, you can interchange any of them, but I feel like this is the right spot for 8 Vegeta. And for FSK, the reason why I put him a little bit more higher is his value going up because of obviously the LOE rise with the double yellow getting buffs, which is Full Power Frieza getting his platinum equipment and Zenkai Full Power Frieza getting his Zenkai. So because Gohan isn't a base Saiyan, he's a hybrid Saiyan, so he is gonna deal a lot to those 2 yellow units, and he is still one of the best last man standing units in the game. Like, this guy could just 1v3 anybody, depending on how good of a player you are. So don't sleep on FSK. His value has gone up, but obviously when you're facing against characters like Ultra Gogeta, Sora Hope Trunks, you're definitely gonna get destroyed by them. So, and then Super Saiyan 3 Zenkai Goku, another sleeper. I feel like from Super Saiyan, not even from Zamasu all the way up to Gogeta Blue, there are like the underrated LFs in my opinion. And Super Saiyan 3 Goku, remember, he could go type neutral. You still have to play cautious with him because them having Super Saiyan 3 Goku on the field, you always gotta be worried of them having a green card, so your playstyle has to change a little bit. And his ult still deal really good damage. It's just that Super Saiyan 3 Goku, he does take long to start to get going, because he gets a lot of his card draw speed and damage inflicted buffs after certain timer counts has been removed from the game. So that's one of the few problems with Super Saiyan 3 Goku, but overall Super Saiyan 3 Goku is still a really good unit. Also that IT cover change is really good. And then lastly, Gogeta Blue, obviously the nullified cover change is always going to be good, but the same thing with Super Saiyan 3 Goku, he does take time to deal a lot of damage. Well, when it is that time, he will pretty much do significant damage to your opponent. Obviously a hard-hitting halt when it's built up. When you land that green card, you're gonna win a lot of the matches. So he's still really good in my opinion. It's just that he's been replaced in Fusions by Maju, arguably, and he's arguably been replaced in Saga from the movie with the Zenkai Goku and also the Berku. So yeah, that is S tier, and let's move on to S plus tier. Alright, so S plus tier, we got Full Power Frieza with his platinum equipment. We got Evolution Blue Vegeta, Full Power Frieza without the platinum equipment, First Form Frieza, Revive Han, Piccolo, Nammy Goku, Bardock, and Kid Buu. So let's start with Kid Buu. Kid Buu, you could argue he should be S tier because Regen being I wouldn't say not the best, because Regen is still a really good team, but even like in the Regen setup, you don't really run Kid Buu unless it's necessary. But Kid Buu is still really good. Obviously his defense is like a paper plane, like a wet noodle. It will get thrashed pretty much. But offensive wise, I mean, he's still really good. He could pretty much infinite vanish restore. He pretty much gets infinite ki, and still does, like I said, still does really good damage. So don't sleep on Kid Buu. It's just that, I mean, you could argue that he could be lower. You could argue he could be a little bit more higher. It just depends on who you talk to. So yeah, not Bardock, right? The newest addition to this LF tier. So here's the thing with Bardock: when he gets going, he gets going. And the way that he gets going though is you have to have your ally die, and that's one of the key things that makes this Bardock like kind of iffy, is because you have to, once his buffs, you get buffs once your ally dies, which is it's especially in this meta, when this meta is very fast, and pretty much a lot of the top tier characters have some type of endurance nullification, it pretty much hinders this Bardock in a way. You know, they could easily like either lock you down, or they could catch you with one combo and this Bardock is pretty much dead without question. But at the same time though, at the same token though, this Bardock is still really good. Can deal a lot of damage if he's pretty much semi last man or last man standing. He does a lot of damage. And restores his vanishing gauge with his green card. Deals really good damage, especially if your ally dies. So this Bardock is not too shabby in the Saiyan setup. He's really good. But obviously there are better options, and I feel like if his passive didn't rely on your allies dying, I think he will be a way much higher than his placement. I wouldn't say he'll be Z tier, definitely not, because of how his kit is made. But I think he'll be in a high S+ tiers in my opinion. It's just that you have to have an ally die in order for him to deal significant damage. But even base form, like without having your allies die, that lock that he does after enemy combo ends is really strong, because you could just for example, you could just bait their vanish shot and just rush, or you could pretty much tackle, do a combo, and then bring in a character and just pretty much ult them, or a blue card depending on which character you switch into. So he has a lot of cool things within his kit. It's just that I just wish that he gets his passive without having an ally dying, and maybe they should add something else when his ally does. So that's my opinion of Bardock. I mean, he's still really good. So yeah. So Nammy Goku, I rate this Nammy Goku. So but the thing is like, the reason I put him there is he's definitely skill dependent. Like for me, I rate this Goku very highly, but for some players, I mean, they don't. I mean, it all depends on players. So Nammy Goku could be a pretty much S+ to a Z tier unit, and Nammy Goku could be a S+ to a tier unit depending on the player you are. So that's my opinion on Nammy Goku. And then Piccolo, really good. Obviously destroys Mono Purple, and he's just a really good unit overall. It's just that not a lot of people have him Zenkai, or they have him Zenkai but not at a higher star count, so they don't really see the true value of Piccolo. But this Piccolo is still really good. Revive Han, you guys know Revive Han. It's just that, you know, his teams is, you know, besides Sagas from the movie, his hybrid, his main team hybrid stays, they're in a tough spot right now. So, but don't sleep on this Revive Han. Revive Han is still really strong, but obviously, like I stated, one of his main teams isn't as good, and then obviously LOE, the full power Frieza duos, they will destroy this Gohan. So yeah. Now first form Frieza, I mean, you could have first form Frieza higher because of how significant of a jump that he gained because of LOE buffs and everything like that. So this first form Frieza value has just shot up through the roof. So a shout out to first form Frieza, and shout out to LOE players. They pretty much in a very good spot, and all they're pretty much is missing is a really strong red unit, and pretty much they become arguably the best team in the game. So yeah, full power Frieza without his platinum equipment. I think he is lower than Evolution Blue Vegeta without his platinum equipment, because I feel like in terms of offensive wise, Evolution Blue Vegeta does way much better. Defensive wise, not so much. I feel like defensive wise, they're equal, but offensive wise, I feel like Evolution Blue Vegeta edges him out without the platinum equipment. Evolution Blue Vegeta, pretty much the most snowball unit in the game. When he gets going, will destroy anybody. It's just that his teams, like Vegeta Clan, very good, but obviously not a top 5 team. And same thing with Gaki. I would say Vegeta Clan is overall better than Gaki. I mean, it's debatable, but I would say Vegeta Clan is definitely overall better than Gaki. It's just that, I mean, we need some love. That's all I'll say. And then full power Frieza with his platinum equipment to end off S+ tier. I mean, what can I not say about this guy? This guy is just, I mean, his full power Frieza deals a lot of damage with his platinum equipment. With his platinum equipment, he becomes more of a tankier option, and he will pretty much destroy you with that blue card. Since his blue card is AoE blue card, so yeah, it's just that, you know, nullified endurance, I mean cover change, I mean green card draws you a card, which could combo into a Rising Rush, and he has Blast Armor. So I mean, this full power Frieza, he's just extremely good. So yeah, now let's talk about Z tier to end off the tier list. Alright, and then Z tier from left to right: Goku Vegeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Super Vegito, Sword of Hope Trunks, and then Future Han. So yeah, you could argue that Sword of Hope Trunks is better than Super Vegito, but I felt like for Super Vegito case, I mean, Fusions obviously is one of the best teams in the game, and then Mono Purple is obviously one of the best teams in the game, while Sword of Hope Trunks, his teams is Vegeta Clan, which he is very good in, pretty much the best character in Vegeta Clan, and then obviously Future, which in Future, he's pretty much the best character in Future. But if you round up the team as a whole, so I mean, I feel like Sword of Hope Trunks is slightly better than Super Vegito, but Super Vegito teams is definitely better than Sword of Hope Trunks team as a whole. So yeah, that's my opinion for them two. Like I stated, you could like argue between who was better, like you could flip-flop between them, but Future Han, obviously his value is in Future, and then Hyper Saiyans isn't the best team right now. Sword of Hope Trunks, I already talked about him briefly, but Vegeta Clan and Future, I mean, you can put him in Hyper Saiyans if you guys want as well, but I mean, Future Han, I mean, not Future Han, Sword of Hope Trunks, he pretty much does it all. All he's missing is support. So, and then Super Vegito, same thing, he does it all, as all he's missing is support. Well, he does have support capability, all he's missing is like endurance and being a tanker pretty much, but obviously Super Saiyans, Mono Purple, and Fusion C is crazy, and Gogeta 4 is literally the most valuable unit in the game, in my opinion. You could literally plug him in every team and he will be perfect in every team. From him being an offensive threat, him being a defensive threat, him having coverage change, him having Blast Armor, him pretty much canceling attribute upgrades and stuff like that. Gogeta is just crazy good. And then lastly, Goku Vegeta. I mean, I don't need to talk about what they do and everything like that. You see them pretty much almost every match. Like I would say 1 out of every 3 matches. I mean, they're crazy at the end of this. So yeah, that's it for my LF tier list. I will be making another LF tier list, I believe, in about a week, I would say, from now. No, in 2 weeks from now. So, or maybe a week and 5 days. Whenever the LF comes out, because the LF, the new LF will be coming out, I would think February 22nd or 23rd, something like that. So yeah, thank you for watching my video. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, comment down below your thoughts on my tier list, and comment your thoughts or give me your tier list, I should say. Give me your thoughts on, just let me know your tier list. Where do you rank the characters? Other than that, my name is Skull Royal. You guys have a good one. Stay safe and stay hydrated, y'all. Take care. Peace.